Open like that. Out of that, Mark. Come on.
Good morning. I'm Mark Hughes.
And I'm Maureen Nolan.
Keep it moving.
And we're going to bring you the news this morning on Morning in New York.
Not a very nice morning out there. A little wet today.
I know. So what'd you do? How'd you say so coiffed? I never understand that. You always look so perfect.
Do you really want my little
helpful
hint? Well, you could use a little bit here.
I could use.
It's actually cider shine.
Oh, I
hate to give away my secrets on air, but for you, I think we need a little help this morning. How about a little dab will do you?
Let me see.
Oh, you gotta watch it. It's a little sticky.
Oh, it's those natural citrus enhancers. Eek.
Little sticky though.
Very sticky. You have some sticky stuff for me.
Speaking of sticky situations, the White House thinks David Duke got what he deserves. Spokesman Marlon Fitzwater says, "We don't think he should be elected or even involved in politics." Most of the voters who turned out Saturday in Louisiana agreed, but the 39% who voted for Duke gave him, if not victory, at least encouragement to consider running for presidency. ABC's Jim Walton has the details.
Thanks. The U.S. has decided to deal with the latest Haitian refugee crisis by sending most of the refugees back home. Nearly 2,000 Haitians have tried to make it to Florida in the past month, only to be picked up by the Coast Guard. The State Department is sending them back, saying that if they didn't, it would encourage a mass exodus from Haiti. Maureen?
One of the biggest cigarette manufacturers in the U.S. is off the hook, at least for now. In the early 1950s, the Lorillard Company, which makes Kent cigarettes, made them with asbestos filters. Last year, a man who claims he got cancer from using those filters sued Lorillard. Today, a jury found the company not guilty. They said the smoker did not prove he had been smoking Kents, as if asbestos was enough to cause cancer.
I know, it is hazardous.
The cigarettes were the problem.
Move it.
Ooh.
Time to the essence.
In our next segment, a drug that may help millions of Americans who suffer from rheumatoid arthritis. Mark?
Thanks, Maureen. There's word today of a successful treatment for rheumatoid arthritis. This is not a new drug. It has been available for years, but very few doctors have been prescribing it to the millions of Americans who suffer from this chronic disease. Here's our medical editor, Dr. Tim Johnson. Tim?
Thanks, Tim. Speaking of drugs, the drug company Upjohn says it's going to put a new written warning on its sleeping pill, Halcinon. Halcinon is the most widely prescribed sleeping pill in the world. It was banned in Britain last month because it sometimes produces serious side effects such as memory loss and depression. When we come back, the future of Star Wars.
In Washington today, an idea that seems to have come of age. An idea generally known as Star Wars, protecting the American people from a foreign missile attack by developing a way to shoot down those missiles. Today, the House voted to spend $4 billion on such a system. The Senate is expected to follow. Our Pentagon correspondent is Bob Zellner. Bob?
Thanks, Bob. Many Eastern European governments have been trying to attract Western investors with the promise of favorable economic terms and inexpensive energy and labor. Hungary, with its close ties to the West, has attracted $1 billion in foreign investments. But as ABC's Jim Bitterbaum reports, investors are finding potholes on the road to the East.
One other note about General Electric and Hungarians who came to America. These Hungarians, after the communists took over in the 1950s, often say that one of the minor shocks, so to speak, about coming here was to find that they had to change light bulbs regularly. In Hungary, the light bulbs are made by Tungsram, which were exported all over Europe. They were expected to last most of a lifetime. In America, immigrants discovered built-in obsolescence.
See what happens when you have capitalism?
I know, gosh. Give me the good old red. Well, coming up next, I'm going to have our own Mo with the sports, so stay tuned. Maureen?
Hi, I'm Maureen Nolan, along with Phil Sims. The Giants dive into their division schedule today at Dallas on a winning note, but not overly positive one. Phil, last week against Cleveland, over 200 yards rushing, but only 13 points for the Giants. Any explanation?
My feet hurt. I was so tired.
You were a little banged up out there. Did that have anything to do with
Well, my
it?
wife beat me. I came in late and she had that rolling pin out, but I think we're going to do better before the Super Bowl.
Hopefully you'll do a little bit better against the Cowboys. Later on today's program, we'll talk about what they have to do to corral the Cowboys. We'll be joined by one of the boys who plans to play a role in doing just that. linebacker Steve DiAsi. And we'll take a look back in Giants history to a time when their great running back, also the competition, Frank Gifford, nearly became their quarterback.
Would have been better. His wife could have been a water girl. Still to come on this Wednesday, how yesterday's newscast helped reunite an Alzheimer's patient with her family. Also, help for the victims of the sandwich generation. And then, why you should paint your child's face instead of using a mask this Halloween. Be creative. Find out. Stay with us. Well, enjoy the weather while you can. Shoreline flooding and high winds are headed for our area. Frank Field joins us now. Dr. Frank Field, I'm sorry, Doctor. Frank Field joins us now with the details on when to expect the wild weather. Frank, tell us the magic.
Frank, we're not the only ones looking for sunny days. We have a lot more news to tell you about the Wednesday afternoon, the 13th of October. A deal in the works for Pee Wee Herman. We'll tell you how Pee Wee will keep himself from getting convicted. But first, we'll go live to West Palm Beach for this.
Well, Pee Wee should have been here in West Palm Beach, don't you think? Jury selection in the William Kennedy Smith rape trial has been pushed back until tomorrow. But lawyers for both sides are in court today arguing whether TV cameras should be allowed inside and how much of his accuser's past should be revealed. Channel 2's Mike Taibbi joins us live with the latest from West Palm Beach.
Prosecutors may have Pee Wee Herman an offer he can't refuse. Paul Reubens, who created the zany children's character, was arrested in July on charges of masturbating in adult theater in Florida. Talk about Pee Wee's Playhouse. Authorities say he won't seek a conviction if Reubens pleads no contest. He'd have to pay a $50 fine plus court costs and perform 50 hours of community service.
Enough performance already.
Yeah, really. Talk about personal service. Reubens' lawyer calls the deal difficult to refuse. A decision is expected within a week.
Gosh, well, while Pee Wee was nursing something, many Americans were nursing a hangover or warming the couch in front of the TV yesterday. A few hardy souls were starting the new year with an invigorating dip in Boulder, Colorado. About 100 members of the Polar Bear Club plunged into the reservoir. The water was a frigid 33.7 degrees. And also in Rome, Italy, a couple of divers greeted the new year by making a real splash. They jumped off the city's highest bridge into the Tiber River. Well, Maureen.
That's about it for today, huh?
Well,
talk about ending on a chilly note.
It's very chilly, but remember when you were in grade school and those kids used to always beat you up and you'd want to punch them out? Well, we have a little story here. It's every kid's nightmare. And this tattletale you can't punch out. Teachers at a Miami elementary school are using a computer to tell parents when children are punished. Forget their homework or have to bring notes home. Ugh, I had great penmanship, so I used to always forge my notes. Parents can call the computer by telephone 24 hours a day. Don't let your kids see the number. 7 days a week. And teachers can call parents immediately with the news of their kids.
Well, talk about someone's always watching.
That's right.
We hope they're still watching out there.
I hope they're still watching us out there.
I know. And watch us tomorrow. For today, this is Maureen Nolan.
I'm Mark Hughes.
Thanks for joining us.
What a cute pair.
Yay.
Fabulous.
There you
Oh,
go.
so you're